Well, hi guys. Welcome to another game of Ultra Deluxe. So I put my favorite hour and it's telling me this. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 7 PM it is. Let's see another slide to find out. You know, can I just say regardless of the accuracy these settings, I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be said. It's good to collect data. I wish we have more slides, but we're gonna go through all the slides I have. Perhaps I can. No, don't invent new ones. I just want to say that I hate you. You should be ready by the next time you put up the game. Okay. The next time. I hope we don't have a next time.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Who knows?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Turn off. I don't like. It's wasting electricity, you know. Electricity is not free, guys. It costs money. You can save a planet by turning off the computer.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Who knows where they are? They might be dead at this point. I don't care about your new content.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yeah, because
perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I'm not taking that.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Who knows, right?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley.
Her?
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I don't want to pick up the phone. Screw the phone. It's not going to stop ringing, right? Okay.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
That is correct.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
Well,
you actually
it is a choice.
chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't
Exactly.
believe I was so
I think
mistaken.
so.
This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that
No,
kind
I
of
don't.
risk on my
I
watch.
don't think it's
I'm
that
going to stop
severe.
the game for a moment so we can
I think
educate
you're
you
crying,
properly on
baby.
safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Now stop pretending that it's no big
Choice.
deal.
It's the best part of
Really?
being a
You need to
real
give
person.
me a video
But if
for
used
this.
incorrectly, can also be the
How's
most
it? You
dangerous.
have so much
For
free
example,
time.
in this
Okay.
scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember
The second
that unlike
one
here, the
sounds
real
better.
world makes sense, and at no time should
really
you
forget
make a
how
choice
to
that
read.
does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the
like
feeling
that
should
video.
subside. At this time, your instructor
For
will
me,
guide you
they're
in an
the wall,
exercise to
okay?
test
So
and
my
reinforce
problems
the
are
material
important.
covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
I don't get it. How's that this is deteriorated? It seems more like the room is bugged. Like, just look at it. This exit sign wouldn't fit anywhere. I don't know how he managed to put all this for life in this room with that door being the entrance. It doesn't fit any of them. This one is just half of it. And then you have that. So, kind of weird. Really, really weird. I thought that I could throw myself.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need
Who
to get you
cares?
home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
It's that so? I feel that it is well equipped to deal with reality. But okay, not my call. Not my call.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Okay, that sounds cool. Let's see. I could hijack
Now
this
remember,
game
all you
actually,
need to
but
do is
okay.
behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's do what he says, okay?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, Hoping he might coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. My boss office. I cannot access the bathroom, which is bad. I cannot access this room with the elevator, which is terrible.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Screw you! That's the code. I cannot speak, bro. I don't have mouth. So, what should we do now?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
You're not gonna like the result.
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
Yeah.
You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I'm sorry for that, bro.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
Screw you.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, door to my left.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Looks
Feeling
cool.
a wave of disbelief,
What happened?
behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing
behave like
responsibly
Stanley.
and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Open. Okay, run. Push it to the limit.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, behave exactly as Stanley would. That means
gonna
choosing
leave me
responsibly
do it or
and
not?
always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. I'm going to do it one more time, please. I swear to God, you're not leaving me. You're not leaving me play this game.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
You're not gonna left me. I knew it. Okay.
behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
That's a really strange machine. This one too. Ooh, same with this office. Weird. La 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 la.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work.
I
Why?
didn't
For
destroy your
what?
work.
What did you get out of that?
It
What did you think was so
exploded by
special about seeing
itself.
the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. Oh, I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
No, you don't have
I have to.
No, you don't have to. I told you that you didn't have to. You never listen to me, do you? You do always whatever you want. See? This is the result of this.
Oh! I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are.
I am clever.
My entire game is destroyed.
And you're really dumb.
It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
It is funny.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay?
No.
Stanley, please.
Nothing is okay, bro.
I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
And I'm working
Is
to
everything
that
all
door.
right?
No, it's not.
Stanley, this is important.
Well, you're so sentimental.
The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
Then I already make
That's
my
all
choice.
right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Another game. Nice.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Like I said before, nobody gives for free electricity, so I better turn off the computer. What is that? Impressive. Maybe I should. New content? We played the new content. Should we? I'm thinking, what should we do now? We already go downstairs once we access there. let's play the new content.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Okay, let's see your new content.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how
Really
roundly
awful
disappointing
elevator,
this
by the way.
ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
2. Okay. Oh, it looks nice.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what
Yes,
fans
that's
have truly been asking for.
Bester showcase. Okay. To add to. Oh, is why. Those you see is 2 in different languages. That's actually cool. To taste the sequel.
Calling it
That's
the
good.
Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Yeah, I agree. I prefer Stanley Parable to that Ultra Deluxe. But it's just me. Two doors. Huh. More DSP. The color red, yeah, that will make emphasis that this is the second part. That logo is better, the one with the 2 doors. I think that's better. Like, this is the simplest one, just put a 2 on the side. But the 2 doors is really ingenious, given the fact of how much the 2 doors means for
Now,
this
to be
game.
clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but
Really?
let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
La la la. I touch everything. Can I turn off that computer? It's using electricity, even if it is the battery. I don't approve that. To the show flow. New features. New content. Can I? No? Okay, whatever. Whatever, who cares?
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
This is a really thick place. Reusable bucket. Okay, let's see. This exclusive, the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Hear your name in the game. Let's try this one first.
For the Stanley Parable 2,
Really?
I
You're
asked
not gonna let
myself,
me choose
what
the
do
other
players
ones?
really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, it is wonderful. I congratulate you. Too big, too small, just right. I think I like the too small though. I don't think the middle one is the right one, but okay. It's just me. That's just me. It's not going to work right. It's going to be a bug or it's going to be defective. It's not going to say my name.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here,
I knew it.
let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping...
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim, developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim, rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups as Jim, and finally dying a slow death at an old age, surrounded by members of your cult as Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
Stop crybabying about it. Just because I pressed it. But you know what? I'm going to press it again just to piss you off.
Jim.
See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name the button says, but no. Instead, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away.
Jim.
No. You took something that I love just because I pissed you off.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2. They would appreciate what I've created here.
Really? Red is the new orange. But it still had the face of the baby, which is funny. But yeah, baby will be 10 years old by now. That's a lot. Merch, nice. Maybe the one of the brain is cool. Let's see, this collectibles, infinite holes, it won't end. This place is big, collectibles. Let's see this, right? Collect them all.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
look at this. A collectible. I actually like this. It remembers me of Rare on Donkey. For example, Donkey Kong 64 has a lot of collectibles. It was something like this. I like the details. Okay, give it to me. One of 6. I don't know if
God,
I
it
can
really
find it.
is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Get it right.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Sad. I wanted my achievement. Now I'm sad. And you should have this done by the end of the day, Stanley. Not
What
here.
else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Jump circle?
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Give me more.
I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Sad. I thought that you could give me more. But it seems that you cannot. And I want to jump, by the way. I like that in this game. Can I have this photo again, please? I promise that this time I'll take good care of it. It's not there. I really like that photo. Even if it was not my name, I like it. Okay, I cannot return there. The reusable bucket. Okay. Let's see.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a
It is.
chaotic sense of reckless
Still, it
despair
is.
in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest,
Okay, let me
it's a
open
much
it
more
then. I
convenient
want to
solution for
touch
me
the bucket.
than
I want
actually
to feel
redesigning
it.
the game to be less uncomfortable. Can
I
you
want to
imagine what a
resolve
pain in the ass
all
that
the
would be?
human
Yes,
problems and
the
hunger
bucket
by
is
just
the
touching.
perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Okay. Let's go.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the
this
bucket seem to go
bucket
on
can do
and on,
everything.
don't they? All this and more
I don't feel
awaits
that
you
more
in the
comfortable
Stanley
though, but
Parable
beauty
2.
always. Okay, I'm taking this bucket with me.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
I'll be
agree with
honest,
you.
I
It
haven't
should be
yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
This one.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is. Or actually,
Okay.
maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
You really didn't want my opinion on this. That's what I can see. Okay. Reusable bucket that I'm carrying with me. Spar, this one already. It's just, we're just missing the hole. So let's go to the hole. Okay. We already had the collectible with us. I don't remember. What is this? Oh, okay. There's no answers. Oh, but there is something here. It says exit, but before that, I want the infinite hole, and then we can leave. Setting World Championship, infinite hole free achievement. Infinite hole. Infinite hole. Just like the one of your mother. Hole. Div. Space. More hole. Science infinite more failing. Hole entrance infinite.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Okay, let's go then.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
We're trying to see if this is an
Now,
infinite
I don't mean to
hole.
be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
It's not infinite, right? That's the issue.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, Great! Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now.
Yes,
Did you
we're
really
back
need
on
to
the
see it
hole
again?
again.
I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole.
It's
It's
not
exactly
infinite.
what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to
Hey,
what's really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with
pressed
you.
it, I
I truly
couldn't.
did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the
Okay, the
bottom.
bottom.
Yes, I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my
Me, I
opinion.
want to
Maybe
fall
it's you
forever.
who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Okay, it was not infinite, which make me sad. A little bit. Weird. It's just me and my pocket. Okay. Setting world championship. What is this? Bomber. That's new.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Really? No, I want to find that now. Okay, whatever. So for that, guys. Okay, let's finish the game, shall we? Where is the exit? It's here. Okay. Yeah, exit. This is the end.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
You don't have anything else. What I'm supposed to see? You already showed me all you got.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could.
Who knows?
But it would need a really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect.
No, you cannot.
Go ahead. Take a look.
Ooh.
This is the story of a man named
I
Stanley.
wonder if this story is different.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building
Now we have big
where he
laws.
was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Hello.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter
Weird
how
way
hard
to
Stanley
arrange
looked,
a
he
glove,
couldn't find a
but
trace
okay.
of his co-workers.
Two. Okay. What? That was weird. For a moment,
Stanley
the
felt the
sign-
bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it?
Where? Where is the bucket? Oh,
Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
should we? No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
No.
Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Yeah, I know. Long
No,
live the bucket.
never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
I'm happy with my bucket.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Hello. I'm
You
collecting.
found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Yay, a collectible. I like this. Screw you.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I love my bucket. I love this game.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would
The
be all
bucket will
right.
be with me.
The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
How
Stanley
much
and the bucket both wondered to
the
themselves.
company expend for all of these TVs? And these TVs are huge. Like, this is a really big room. So I think those
The
TVs
monitors
are at
jumped
least
to
60
life, and
inches
Stanley nearly
each
dropped the
one.
bucket in
So
shock.
that's really
Everyone
expensive.
in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it
I
gently,
know, right, Bucket?
reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Don't worry, Bucket. We have this.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Who
No!
knows?
He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His
Never.
own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
But you know what? I need to control this bucket.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would
Let's
never
just
again
be
exert
happy
its
with the
terrible
bucket, shall we?
power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking
Sassy
down the
comment.
system.
Let's take it down. Then we're going to do it again, but we're not gonna take it down.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness.
Okay?
Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away.
And the bucket
Excitedly,
betrayed
the two
you.
of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them
Sneeze
wanted to begin watching a
in every
movie, any
country,
movie,
yeah.
but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was
Hey,
happening?
what happened?
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the
bucket is
truth hit
going to
Stanley
try.
square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket,
The
would go to
bucket's
any
not
lengths
so
not to part with the
powerful.
bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't
And
really
that's the
so
important
bad,
part,
Stanley
right?
thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Hello. Okay, just a moment, guys.